Rivals of Nintendo, welcome! Let's go! No! Oh my god!
Hello, you've read the title of the video. This is like the third time I've done a video about PAX East, so you kind of get the gist of it by now. So, let's talk about it. Starting off with day one of PAX East. The very first thing I did was I had to go get my badges. I know, super anticlimactic. I know, it's whatever. Also, since we're talking about it, I wanted to point out real quick, I did not in fact go as myself because I am not recognizable enough, especially where I'm from in the Northeast. I instead went as Mr. Sans Undertale, and I got recognized by a lot of people. During the couple of days I actually did go, I actually had a couple of people asking me if they were cool with me taking pictures. So, and I said, yeah, actually. So, word of advice, if you see me walking around the expo hall in a cosplay, and you want to get a picture with me, all I ask of you, just ask me. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be cool with it. So, just, that's my only thing. Just ask me, and I'll be down for it. So, to the people who did ask me, y'all are amazing, and I really hope to keep cosplaying at PAX, because honestly, it's really, really fun. I'm getting sidetracked, so let's get into what I did on day one. I went to story time with Xavier Nelson Jr., who turns out is a video game developer who has made a lot, like a lot of games, from what I do remember. And basically, what I got from all that, basically everyone at PAX is either on the spectrum, has some unhinged form of ADHD and or OCD. Because apparently I blended right in and nobody cared. Another thing I also did was kind of check out a little bit of the PAX arena. So, yeah, it was cool. And also, the game that they were playing this year was 2XKO, which is a tag team fighting game based on legal... based on legal... It's based on this game. I refuse to say its name for reasons. But no, it was pretty cool though. And then I got to one of the console tournaments, which was a lovely game called Ultimate Chicken Horse. And by the way, let me tell y'all, that game was so difficult. I literally, my brain could not comprehend how I was supposed to be able to do any of that. Like, I genuinely don't understand. And then, after that, I went to this lovely panel that was really close to home called Wicked Pissa Game, or Pissa Games. The most Boston game, which was very, very close to home, especially considering that I grew up in Massachusetts, being a Northeast kid. And it was ran by Brian Lally, Michael O'Leary, which is the most, Irish name I think I've ever heard in my life. I just want to point that out. Brendan Groom, Norris Sola, Steph Klimla. I am so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but that's okay. And a guy from Quincy who also happened to be named Brian Thomas. Which is a little concerning because my name is also Brian Thomas. Is that weirding anybody out, or is it just me? Basically what I got from that was what describes a Boston game. Either 1, it straight up takes place in Boston, or 2, it has mannerisms of Boston. The best example of this is Rocket League. I am not going to elaborate on that. If you know, then you know. Then after that, I went to a concert. Yes, the guy who refuses to leave his room actually went to a concert. But this one was by the BGM Collective and Button Masher, which I'm not gonna lie, was pretty cool. And also, I was dancing my ass off during half of that. So, you know what? It was an absolute win for me. And that was pretty much everything I did on day one. The rest of it was kind of just me exploring the expo hall and kind of just screwing around a little bit. PAX East Day 2 was a really fun day, but also probably one of the most intense days I think I've ever had. because the first tournament I did was, you'll never believe it, a Sonic Adventure 2 battle tournament. So somehow, I didn't do well in that tournament. I know, the Sonic guy doesn't do well in the Sonic tournament. That sounds like a clickbait video, but it isn't. That's legit what happened. And also, after that, I think I just did more of the same and just went to the Expo Hall. And then, what I also did was, I went to a mystery tournament. And as I was saying, I went to a mystery tournament, and I believe the reveal was it was Dragon Ball FighterZ, which, surprisingly enough, I actually did pretty well in the first round. And then immediately proceeded to get humbled during the second round. So that was really something. Yeah, it was Dragon Ball FighterZ. Okay, I was right about that. Alright, that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was Dragon Ball FighterZ, so I wasn't crazy. And then, the final thing that I did was I competed in a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament. Now, for those who happen to be seeing this video, who were also in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament, you know exactly where I'm about to go with this. So, y'all better buckle up, because it's about to get good. So I competed in a Mario Kart 8 tournament, which, by the way, I wanted to point out, I got tied in third for it. And it was legitimately one of the most intense Mario Kart tournaments I have ever competed in my life. I'm not even kidding. Literally, there was no footage for it. It was one of those things where you had to be there to see it. And to the people who were there at PAX East and saw my gameplay, one, I apologize for that. And also, number two, to the people I competed with, y'all are amazing, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. And then I ended the day with hanging out in the cozy room, which, by the way, I want to point out, last year, when I went to the cozy room, they had these little beanbag chairs. They did not have the beanbags this year, and I very much missed them. But it was still pretty cool, though, getting to chill at the end of the day. So, that was fun. PAX East Day 3. Let's talk about it. This was probably one of the coolest days I think I had, because I got to do some really, really cool stuff. Number one, I saw another bit of the PAX Arena, which was the 2XKO, which I did get some footage for, so it was honestly pretty cool to kind of watch that and kind of see it happen in person. I also competed in a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament, which, by the way, I just want to point out, default controls are not at all built for Super Smash Bros. I just gotta say it. Yes, this Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament did not go very well. Which is really weird, because considering the fact that, and I still somehow managed to mess that up. And also, another thing that I went to was, I went to this little lovely booth at the Dragonfly Theater called Cosplay in Video Games, from Research to Results, who were ran by some very lovely people. One of them was which were the following: Jack Lowe, who is a gamer and a cosplayer. Last Cosplays, it's in the name, you take a wild guess with that one. Maker Mage, who is another gamer and a cosplayer. Jam the Jedi, another gamer and a cosplayer. And Abigail, who is, say it with me now, a gamer and a cosplayer. So it was pretty cool that they actually got to explain basically how the process was. So basically, when you do any type of like cosplay for, like, let's say there's a really obscure character from a really obscure series that you want to do, like, I don't know, let's say Hugh Morris from Tomodachi Life. I don't know why I brought up that example, because the game is like fresh right now at the time I'm recording this, so you know, that's fun. But yeah, basically, I guess you just like a lot of things that I got from that is definitely use photo mode to try to get like all the details and everything, because that will definitely help you out a lot. And I do not remember what the mystery tournament was. Oh, and before I get to that, I have something really, really cool to share about something I did on day 3. Number one, I learned how to play Magic the Gathering. Ah, shit. Does this make me a super nerd now? Hey, it's probably fine. Oh, yeah. I wanted to point this out, and I do not want to brag about it at all, but I wanted to share something really cool. Something I did was, I joined a group of 254 people, and I am proud to say that I was officially a part of a Guinness World Record. Now that is an achievement I will take with me to the grave. So basically what it was there was a world record we were trying to set for the most amount of people dressed up as Michael Myers. And what they did was they gave me this mask, which by the way, really hard to breathe out of, and it was just all sweaty and gross, which is, you know, it was just a mess a little bit. I can't even lie. There's a whole bunch of pictures all around Instagram, so if you want to know more details about it, definitely go check it out there. But that's just a really, really cool fact I wanted to mention, that I am officially a part of a Guinness World Record, which is really goddamn cool, because I did not think I would ever get this far in life. Oh man, but yeah, it was good times, good times. So now, let's talk about day 4 of PAX. The final day. This day was really, really special for me, because not only did I get to cosplay and meet some amazing people during all 3 days of this, but I get to take my little brother to go for the very first time, and seeing the absolute joy and smile on his face, that... Sorry, I'm really trying not to get emotional right now, but dude, seeing him enjoy me being in my element, that puts a smile on my face, knowing that I can be a proud older brother. Because that is something that I've always wanted in life, was to have him look up to me and see me as a proud brother. So,
Hey JJ, if you're watching this video, just want to let you know I'm proud of you, kid. I love you.
as we get into the final day, one of the really cool things I also did to end it all was I went to the top secret Omegathon, which turned out it happened to be a fairly new game that was out at the time called Super Battle Golf, which, by the way, I want to point out, you can commit vehicular manslaughter in that game. Part of me is realizing that maybe game development is a little bit more unhinged than I anticipated, but you know what? I don't care. It was really fun to look at. Plus, it was just really funny getting to see it, because I was laughing my ass off during the whole thing. But if there's anything I've learned from that and have taken away from it, is that PAX East is still by far one of my favorite things to do of all time. And I'll be completely honest, I cannot wait to do this again in April next year.
Until next year, PAX. See you then.